Welcome all you Joe Walsh fans. Life's certainly been good to me. I hope it's been good for you too. Here we are at part 24 of our A to Z vinyl records collection here at my media museum. And we're starting off with the James Gang, aka Joe Walsh's band, Must Be Love. And on the B side of that, we've got a song called Got No Time for Trouble. There's no time for you. So, move along. And we've got James Taylor, Fire and Rain. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Anywhere Like Heaven. Okay. Don't know that song, but I definitely know Fire and Rain. And then here's another one of those that, we got some nice little Target, buck 29. I'm sure that sleeve doesn't match the vinyl. But we've got Jan and Dean doing Little Old Lady from Pasadena. Which again, Jan and Dean sounded a lot like the Beach Boys. A lot of their songs I thought were Beach Boys songs. But Jan and Dean had their moment in the sun, just like the Beach Boys did. And the B side of that was My Mighty GTO. Little GTO. Roll, roll, roll. And next one up is the exact same thing. Now, you'll notice that the print is considerably different. This has got my Mighty GTO on one line, and here they've got My Mighty GTO, all broken up and spaced together a little tighter here on this one. So this is a nicer, cleaner looking label in some ways, and in others it's not. But you'll see, there's the original one that I showed you. It's got the above, Little Old Lady, and then from Pasadena. And here it's got the Little Old Lady from Pasadena. So I do believe that this is the reissue, that's the original. Because we usually make corrections on a reissue. You don't mess things up instead. This is a nice Phillips sleeve I don't recall having seen before. So it's kind of neat. We'll take a moment to look at that. Looks like it's the exact same on both sides. But yeah, that's not a sleeve I remember having seen a bajillion times like so much of the other stuff that we come across every day. And here we've got Janis Joplin doing Me and Bobby McGee, which, was written by Chris Christopherson, which a lot of people don't realize. It was not originally Janis's song, but it was on her Pearl album, which was a really big album for her. You'll notice also it's a cutout. So here's another one. We had one in the last episode where it was reported as destroyed. Obviously it wasn't, because here it is in front of us. Half Moon being the B side of that, which is another song off of Pearl. But, old Janis, another one that left us too soon. All right. Next up, we've got an Electra here, and it's Jay Ferguson doing Out on Thunder Island. That and Shakedown Cruise. He had two really good songs that I remember well. I do have Shakedown Cruise somewhere, but it's not here in this stack, so it's one that I acquired later on. But I had filmed this Thunder Island in a previous mixed box video some months back. Went over to a friend of mine's house, and he was so excited about it because he had the whole album, wanted to show me the album. And we sat and listened to the album that night. It was a pretty good album, pretty decent album. But that was funny, I thought. And the B side of this is Magic Moment from the album Thunder Island. All right, so moving on, we're going to go for a little bit more country again. This is another one of these that takes me back to a very young period in my life. I think it's interesting that it's got number 3 up here. I don't know if that was a chart position or maybe the third record on Plantation Records or what that number 3 is about, but Harper Valley PTA. Jeannie C. Riley. They also made a film from that had Oh, I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden in it as the one of the characters in the film. But the Harbor Valley PTA song most definitely came long before the low-budget comedy film. B-side this being Yesterday, All Day Long Today. Alrighty. Don't know that one. But next up, we've got Jefferson Airplane. And I'm surprised I don't have White Rabbit here in this stack, because I've got quite a few copies of White Rabbit. It kept popping up all the time. But apparently they were all later purchases for me. And Somebody to Love is probably one of the earliest big hits for Jefferson Airplane off that Surrealistic Pillow album, which was a fantastic album. It's also got that fantastic Plastic Lover song that I really like by them. The B-side here, She Has Funny Cars, which is from the same album. But this is the only Jefferson Airplane we have in this stack here today. We're jumping on up to Jefferson Starship. And there we go with another one of those glue issues there. Grunt Records, Find Your Way Back. Doo-doo, find your way back to her heart. And the B-side being Modern Times, which if you don't own it already, that's an expensive piece of vinyl to try and pick up. So it's kind of cool to have this 45, even though we got that. I'm pretty positive that's just the glue. There's no wear on that label whatsoever. I think it's just the glue bleeding through. You want to see some really horrible glue bleeding through, get on the channel and look up the Activision games for Atari. All of their labels look horrid. They're all spotted and blotchy, and it's because of the glue bleeding through, and that's kind of what's giving me the idea that that's what's happening here. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite Jefferson Starship songs, Jane, from Freedom at Point Zero. Jane, you're playing a game you never can win, girl. And notice there was no Gray Slick in that shot. It's just all dudes. And here we've got the label for you, Jane. And the B-side being a song called Freedom at Point Zero, which you might also recognize. Both of those are good songs. But definitely Jane got a heck of a lot more airplay than Freedom at Point Zero did. Here's an old Scepter Records sleeve. I do believe we've shown this off before. I have seen it. It kind of resembles an eyeball. Jeez. Yeah. Had a can of chili for lunch just a little bit ago, and I think it's fighting its way back out. All right. So, Sun Records' original version of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. Got some writing and some numbering there to somebody. It's been in a couple of collections, obviously. The B-side is a song called You Win Again, which is also a song that you probably would recognize if you were to put it on and give it a listen. But this one's definitely one you're bound to know. Jerry Lee Lewis with a whole lot of shaking going on. And the B-side of that one was It'll Be Me. It'll be you. It'll be somebody. All right, now here's one that I'm pretty sure I do know. Last Kiss. The tune just isn't coming to my mind, but J. Frank Wilson and the Cavaliers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know this one, but I can't hum it to you. I believe this one goes back to the 50s. This is a very old vinyl here. It looks beautiful. The vinyl itself might not be that old. The song is. But B-side of this being Hey Little One. So, yeah, I wish I could think of the tune there to give you a little taste of Last Kiss, but look it up if you don't know it, and you'll recognize it. It's a very well-known and popular song. Next, we've got the J. Giles Band doing My Angel in the Centerfold, My Blood Brown Cold from Freeze Frame, the best album they ever did, no doubt. That would be disputable to a big J. Giles band fan, but to me it's not. B-side being a song called Rage in the Cage. But yeah, J. Giles had some good stuff, and Centerfold, and what was the other song? There was another song of his that was really huge off of that Freeze Frame album. What? Freeze Frame? That was a pretty well-known song itself. And guess what? Here it is. Freeze Frame by the J. Giles Band. Yeah, in stereo. Ooh. 1981. And the B-side of this is Flamethrower, which I've read. There was some controversy about that. Not being particularly well received by a lot of the band's fans, but hey, it is what it is, right, Jay? Right, Will. All right, next up, we got another nice little Kmart price tag there, 97 cents. I miss Kmart. I used to have one just down the street and around the corner from me, but it's gone now. All right, and it's Sky High by Jigsaw. You've blown it all sky high. From the motion picture, The Dragonflies. That's kind of cool. Golden Harvest movie, so that's generally a Chinese production company. Must have been in conjunction with 20th Century Fox. But yeah, I do not know the the movie The Dragonflies. I might have to look that one up. B-side being a song called Brand New Love Affair, which I don't know. I'm guessing that Sky High is Jigsaw's big one hit, because I couldn't tell you another one that they did. So, next we've got a few that I want to skip over. So, because we only got a few more minutes anyways. So we'll come back to what would have been in the proper sequence, because I've got 4 or 5 of the same artist that I want to cover at the start of episode 25. And here, ending episode 24, By the Light of the Silvery Moon, Jimmy Bone from 1958. And that's a pretty nice looking, pretty clean looking vinyl for its age. And the B-side being a song called The Two-Step, which don't know that one just off the title, but it's also from 1958, and definitely going back a few years. So there you go. That's episode 24. Come on back for 25. We'd love to have you join us again. Do 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 do.